One thing I've noticed when people talk about change in their life is that they often imagine the process being very clean and very controlled. Almost like you just decide to grow, build better habits, and everything gradually improves from there. But in reality, real change rarely arrives in a comfortable way, and most of the time it shows up through situations that force you to slow down, rethink, something or confront parts of your behavior that were previously ignoring. What many people call setbacks or difficult periods are often the exact moments where something important starts shifting internally, even though it doesn't feel like progress while you're going through it. The reason this is so difficult for people is because our brain is naturally wired to move toward what feels safe and familiar. Whenever something creates uncertainty or pressure, the first instinct is to step back and return to whatever feels stable, even if that stability is keeping you in the same place year after year. Because of that, many people interpret discomfort as a warning sign that something is wrong, when in many cases it simply means that their current habits, identity, or environment are being challenged in a way that requires them to adapt. One belief that quietly keeps people stuck is the idea that the right path should feel smooth most of the time. People assume that if something truly belongs in your life, it will unfold easily without too much friction. The reality is actually the opposite, because meaningful growth usually requires you to confront things that your mind would prefer to avoid, whether that is responsibility, discipline, uncertainty, or the pressure that comes with stepping into a bigger version of yourself. Last summer, I experienced this very directly while I was running my agency. At that time, I was extremely focused on growth and results, and I kept pushing myself harder because I believed that constant effort and constant movement were the only ways to move forward in business. From the outside, that probably looked like ambition and discipline, but the truth is that my approach was completely out of balance. I was sacrificing my health, barely resting, and ignoring the signs my body was sending because in my mind, the priority was simply to keep going and to generate more income. Eventually, that way of operating caught up with me, and I ended in the hospital where I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. Looking back now, I can honestly say that if that situation had not forced me to stop, I probably would have continued pushing in the exact same way. My mindset about success sounded good in theory, but my behavior was unsustainable. And the situation forced me to confront that reality in a way that I couldn't ignore anymore. Another example of this is something I'm actually experiencing right now with my school internship. Even though I'm already building my own business, I still have to complete this internship because I am 17 and I haven't finished school yet. So for the past week, I've been working in a restaurant. And the work itself is honestly very physically demanding. You're constantly moving, constantly on your feet, and by the end of the day, you feel the exhaustion, both physically and mentally. It's definitely not something I enjoy doing, and I can say that very honestly. But at the same time, this experience is giving me the type of clarity that I think is actually very valuable. Every single day that I'm there, it reminds me why I decided to start my business in the first place, because it shows me very clearly what kind of life I don't want to live long term, or I am not living currently and I will never live. And in a strange way, that discomfort becomes motivating because it reinforces the direction I'm already moving forward. Situations like these change the way I look at discomfort. Instead of seeing painful or difficult moments purely as obstacles, I started paying attention to what they reveal about my habits, my priorities, and the direction my life is moving in. Pain has a way of interrupting routines that we would otherwise repeat indefinitely. And that interruption creates a space where reflection and change become possible. When I think about the moments that shaped me the most, They were rarely the periods where everything felt easy or predictable. The situations that created the biggest shifts were the ones that forced me to stop, reassess, and approach my life differently. While those experiences were uncomfortable at the time, they also created the awareness that allowed me to move forward in a better way. If this video resonated with you and you really want to truly change your life and understand how to heal every trauma, every painful moment, how to actually transform it into abundance, and how to actually use that pain as your biggest willpower, then you can apply down below for my one-on-one coaching. And we're gonna dive into fucking everything, into your subconscious beliefs, all the programming that you need and is necessary for you to change and to truly manifest your dream life. See you on the inside.